We ask that you would allow us into yours. You're the God who's everywhere at all times. God, I remember your conversation with Job when you asked, where were we when you created the heavens and the earth and all the things of it? You didn't need our help. You didn't need our assistance. You didn't need our advice, but we do need yours. So as we talk about the business of our campus, as we talk about the activities of our campus, as we lift up concerns from residents and staff, we ask that you would be in the midst. God, consecrate our minds, our hearts, and our hands to do your work and your service as we remember that we rely on you for every breath that we take. It's a gift that you give to us, and let us use it wisely. We bless you, God. We praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. And I was serious about breathing out your schedules for the rest of the day. I'm going to wreak havoc on them. How about that? Right, Doug is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Awesome. All right.
All right, thank you. Just a quick report, because I'm going to come up before you again when we get to Allison when she takes her lead. I just want to let you know that we are working with Michael Jurgensen. I know some of you might know him from the Lakeland Music Group. They are sponsoring, they're helping with sponsoring scholarships for musical students at Florida Southern College. And they have asked if they can use our campus for the students to rehearse for their performance, for their competition. And so I'm going to meet with them 2 Tuesdays from now, and we're going to talk about timing, and we're going to talk about the pianos we have on campus that need to be used. So if I can get students to play in the health center on the 2nd floor, if I can get them here in Harlem Delay in the lobby area, even for the dining room, maybe for some classical dining music before you eat or after you eat to listen to here in the chapel, we're going to use those students as they practice for their performances coming up. So I'll keep you posted on that schedule. It's a yes, we just need to figure out the dates, and then I'll have to schedule for Dennis Davison to come and tune our pianos, because they haven't been tuned, I know, since I've been chaplain, and that's going to be important for the students as well. So we'll make sure we take care of that as well. But I was excited to find out we have that opportunity coming to us to have the students on campus, and I know how much you enjoy having the young folks here, that we can kind of give them encouragement as they take that journey through music. Also, the Spiritual Life Committee had an excellent meeting while I was gone. I keep telling them they did better when I was gone than when I'm here, and they keep saying no. But they did. They carried on with me being at the conference, the general conference in Columbus, and I thank you for allowing me to attend. We have a new bishop with my church, but it will not affect my job, and it will not affect my current assignment in Plant City, which is your prayer. So thank you all for that as well. But we're doing the Advent devotionals this year in-house, and they have selected the subject of peace, which I believe is a beautiful topic, especially for this time we find ourselves in. And so some of you may be getting phone calls or emails or conversations where you are being asked to contribute as one of the writers for that. If you're able to do it, we're more than happy. If not, just let the person that asked you know, and we'll move on the list. Now, don't be offended if you're not asked this year, because that's not the only publication we'll be doing, but we just started out with some folks that we thought would want to participate in that. We're asking that if you're asked, you limit your submission to, I think it was 150 to 200 words. And there's a prayer, a scripture, and then a prayer at the end. And please don't let your prayer be the next 200 words. We're trying to make it consistent. Dick Huggins isn't here today, so I can talk about him. That's what happens when you don't come to meetings. When we gave him that assignment for the Lenten devotional, he thought I meant 200 words per page. So Dick gave me 3 pages, and if any of you remember the devotional, he was in the middle. So I had to put him in the middle because I had to use the left and the right page to make it balanced. And because it was Dick, we let him get away with it. But this year, the limit is 200 words so that everybody will have an opportunity to participate and share with that. And we'll have those printed and distributed at least the last week of November, because Advent is special this year. It starts on December the 1st. So we won't forget that on our calendar. So thank you for that. October the 3rd, you'll start getting announcements probably in the next week. October the 3rd, we're going to have our Faith Through Fellowship Supper. And it's that one time a year where I, as a chaplain, actually thank you for allowing us in our campus to continue to support the chaplain's position, to continue to have a full-time chaplain on your campus. A lot of retirement communities do not, but Westminster does, and we're so grateful for that. So it's our way of telling you thank you, because you don't have to support the position. It's not a revenue-generating position, and so it could easily be cut. But because of your faithfulness and your requests and your desires, we have that position, and it's supported well. So this is your chance to come and to fellowship. It won't be a formal program. There will be some things that will be done there, but it's Clergy Appreciation Month. Remind Doug when you see him, it's Clergy Appreciation Month for October. And so we just want to thank a lot of you who have been workers in the church. A lot of you have been working with clergy in the music department, Sunday school, all kinds of avenues in the church. Many of you have been missionaries or in families from missionaries that have served overseas and even locally in different areas. A lot of you support mission groups even now. Most of you are great tithers in your church. So it's a way to say thank you for your service that you do as well. So we'll have a fellowship supper October the 3rd at 4:45. It will be the only meal that's served that night. We won't split up all areas. It is RSVP, and here's the best part. It is complimentary. So come, enjoy, have some fellowship. Let's be that faith campus that we've always been and keep things going. So it's going to be meatloaf and some other comfort things. A lot of sweet desserts that probably are not good for you, but they're sweet to you, so that'll work. But thank you. So you'll see those sign-ups coming out soon. You'll see it not in this week's Now Read This, but in the weeks to come. You'll sign up at the front desk with the hostess there. And thank you so much. Any questions for me? I'm sorry, I was moving too fast. Any questions for me? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Etta. All right, we're going to go off our agenda just a little bit, and we're going to bring Miss Amanda and Allison up first to talk about Active Aging Week. And Miss Etta. She's not on the list. All right, Mandy. If I make any mistakes, it's Mandy's fault.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see all of you. Ooh. So I've got, or our team has a handout, and it was laying over there on the piano. It goes with the Active Aging Week PowerPoint that we're going to be going through. If you did not pick one up, raise your hand, and Samantha will come by and give you one. All right, so she can take care of you. So the team, resident service team, that's comprised of myself, Samantha, and Etta. We have been working on Active Aging Week since the spring. So this has been a work in progress, getting this all together, planning the events that we're going to be doing for Active Aging Week. All the Westminster properties are doing Active Aging Week, right? So our entire organization, we are all participating in Active Aging Week. Now, the events that each property is doing will differ. But for Active Aging Week, we're all participating. We're participating in that we are recognizing the 7 dimensions of wellness, all right? So if you want to follow along, I have it up here on the PowerPoint, but then also on your handout too. Okay. And then Etta brought up a good point. We'll print some more copies, and we'll make sure we have some more copies available to you. All right? So I've got the handy dandy clicker. All right, so like I said, we have Active Aging Week. It starts from September the 30th, and it goes through October the 4th. So what is Active Aging Week? It celebrates older adults with engaging wellness events and activities. We're recognizing the 7 dimensions of wellness. I'm going to skip that one because I can't even read it. There you go. All right, so here's a breakdown of the week, which you have it there on your handout. So Monday, we're celebrating the intellectual and the spiritual dimension. Tuesday, the occupational dimension. Wednesday, the environmental and social dimension. Thursday, the emotional dimension. Friday is the physical dimension, and it's also the wrap-up party. So don't forget that, all right? Everybody loves a party. We're planning a party. All right, so Monday, Etta and I both have the intellectual and the spiritual dimension. So we'll start out doing a tour at the L.B. Brown Museum. That's focusing on our intellectual dimension. If you want to do that, you're going to sign up with me. All right, we will have transportation, but it will be limited. All right? So what is the intellectual dimension? It's also called the cognitive dimension. And I got these off of the ICAA, the International Council on Active Aging. And for the intellectual, it says, engaging in creative pursuits. And intellectually... There's always a plan B. Test, okay. So the intellectual, engaging in creative pursuits and intellectually stimulating activities is a proven approach to keeping minds alert and interested. So Etta's going to come up and she's going to talk about her attitude and gratitude challenge, which will be on that Monday as well.
All right, so the Attitude of Gratitude Challenge is I'm going to challenge our community to do something very intentional that we have an attitude of gratitude. So whether it's writing a letter to someone, journaling things that we can be thankful for. Matter of fact, in chapel, we've already started handing out some of these assignments to get you ready, listening to a podcast or a sermon that talks about gratitude. Also, if you like, in my office, I have gratitude journals, and this one says, Jumpstart Your Day with Gratitude, and it's just kind of a journal asking you different questions. What was your best moment from today? What can I do to make today great? I'm grateful for, and it gives you places to list that. And so you can use this at your discretion. I have quite a few in my office if you want to stop by and get one to help you with that. But if you just want to do something on your own, and we are going to ask that next month, I'm going to ask you to share maybe 1 or 2 things from the group, what you did and how it worked for you. I've had people tell me that when they are more conscious about being grateful, that you find that there are more things that you find you're grateful for. So that's what the gratitude is about, is to keep our positivity, because even on our worst days, there are things that we can be thankful for, and we need to focus on those. They shift our attitude, but they also shift our physical and spiritual well-being as well. So that's going to be one of the things, and we'll start that off on that Monday.
So for Tuesday, October the 1st, that's the occupational dimension, also known as the vocational dimension. And what is that? That's one that a lot of times it's overlooked, but it's work that utilizes a person's skill while providing personal satisfaction. And for older adults, it's contributing to society in different ways, such as a caregiver, a mentor, teachers, and volunteering. And I thought it would be great to do some kind of a volunteer activity. So I got in touch with KidPack. Has anybody volunteered doing KidPack? I know Etta had. All right, so KidPack, I've got it there on your handout. And it's not only for our residents, but I'm hoping some of the employees will participate. It may be a little challenging because I had to change the time to 9 to 11 a.m. But KidPack is a nonprofit organization that's supported by community organizations, so like us, since we'll be volunteering. It's dedicated to feeding disadvantaged children, giving them a backpack of nutritious food each Friday to sustain them on the weekends. So we don't think about the children who are getting the free lunches during the week, but what are they doing on the weekends? So KidPack gives them food in a backpack, and it helps them get through the weekend. So when they get back to school, they'll have something to sustain them on that weekend. So it's a wonderful organization, and she was really excited to hear that we would be bringing a group over to help with the KidPack. If you want to participate, you're gonna get with me, you'll sign up with me. We will be having transportation available, but it will be limited, all right? So that's our Tuesday, our occupational dimension. All right, so next is our environmental and our social dimension, and so Samanda's gonna come up and talk about that.
Thank you, Allison. Good afternoon, everyone. So I will be taking the lead for the social interaction with family, friends, neighbors, and choosing peer groups can be valuable for maintaining health. Your personal contact by joining groups, traveling, visiting friends and family, engaging in intergenerational experiences like making quilts, doing things for the elementary children at schools and benefit everyone who it touches. So for our social, we will be having a Fresh Air Gang luncheon at our wonderful gazebo. It will be a packed lunch. So our contact person for that will be Lakeisha McGuire. She's over the health center. And this is something that we're trying to get the AL and Porter McGrath involved in. So we'll be putting out, I think we already have digital signatures already out for that. Then the next one that's the same day is the environmental, which is surrounded by the nature and man-made environment. Guess what? We chose Circle B. And you will have to contact me as well. The transportation is limited. We will be planning on leaving at 9, but we'll clarify that later on in more information if that is the true time that they're going to set up for us. And we just want you to enjoy this week, but not just this week. All year long, we have to look out for one another and stay active and do different things and be kind to one another. So this is going to be like a year-long thing for us, but we'll celebrate this week. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, so for our Thursday, which is our occupational or our emotional dimension, Etta's going to come up, and she's going to talk about the great thing that's going on for that evening.
This one is just to just bring to our attention again our Faith Through Fellowship community meal that will happen that day. There was a study done by the Journals of Gerontology that said being a part of a faith-based community decreases symptoms of depression and it increases levels of optimism. No matter your background or belief, connecting with a community of people with shared values helps us be open to more positive situations and outcomes in the world, and it reinforces greater meaning in our lives and in our community. So we're going to do that over a meal. And we're going to fellowship together, and that'll be part of our emotional wellness. That day, we will not be isolated. We will not be alone. We will come together as family and friends and share a meal of nice comfort food prepared for us from the dining room. And again, it's a complimentary meal, but I do need you to RSVP. We'll have that information out so I know how many folks we're going to set up for. But I look forward to seeing your faces there. Thank you.
And then Friday, October the 4th, is our final dimension that we'll be recognizing, and that's the physical dimension. The goal of living independently is one shared by many people, and physical wellness is necessary to achieve this. So on Friday, we will be having the exercise science department from Florida Southern College. I'm actually on the board of the exercise science department, and Dr. Terrell will be bringing the Phi Epsilon Kappa Honors Fraternity to come and do some assessments. They'll be doing balance assessments, the sit and reach. So if you are interested in participating, I know she had just emailed me this week, and they are very excited to come back on our campus and to interact with our residents. Get with me. Just reach out to me. That's another sign-up event, and I'm looking forward to seeing them and having them back here to help us out. Finally, on Friday, we're having our wrap-up celebration. We're going to do a slideshow in here in the chapel at 1:30, and then after the slideshow, we're going to go down into the main dining room and have beverages and some finger foods. All right, so that's our Active Aging Week. Like I said, we've been working very hard to plan all these great events for our campus, and we're looking forward to kicking it off at the beginning of October.
All right, thank you, Allison, Samantha, and Etta. Oh, got a question?
Yes, are you taking any questions?
Question, go ahead.
Sure, ask Tony.
I have a couple.
Okay,
October 1,
yes.
RSVP, help pack food. What does one do with that?
So transportation is going to take us to their warehouse. Their warehouse is in North Lakeland. And then they have, backpacks, small boxes that we are going to be putting food. So the food that they have, do you know the little Chef Boyardees that you can put in a microwave? Those kinds of things that are pre-wrapped and easy for a child to do by themselves on the weekend.
Is that an all-day thing? Or?
So we're going to be there packing from 9 to 11. If we get done a little early, because they're going to have everything there available to us, then we'll leave before 11. But I just went ahead and allotted that time and told her we're going to give you 2 hours. But we could get done before then. It depends on how many people come from our campus to go and help. If it's just 5 people, it would probably take us the full 2 hours. But if I have 25 people sign up, we'll probably get done in an hour, right? But that's a great question. Thank you.
I have another question.
Yes,
Lunch at the gazebo. Is that our gazebo on property here?
that's our gazebo on property. Yes.
Has anybody been there to investigate it, to see whether it's suitable?
Rick?
Okay.
Come on up, Rick.
Rick's next on the agenda. We're
Yes,
going to
this
do
is
a little
perfect
curveball.
segue.
The gazebo, we had it evaluated, and I have a quote. I have a quote from a contractor that's going to do time and material repair on it. It's going to take a lot of work to bring it back up to where it needs to be. So when does that function?
October the 2nd.
October the 2nd. So I am putting it in Acumatica for repairs.
Okay, my next question on that one. We had discussed this first time when you came in, about the terrain about the gazebo. Because when we have a crowd down there, and everybody can't fit in that one little compartment, we put our chairs on the outside, and the terrain is very slopey, and people will fall, and it's a hazard. Is there any way that we can make terrain where we can enjoy everybody's company?
I'm not sure if that could be done at the same time, because what they're going to do is lift it up and re-support it all. So that's going to have to be an addition, but that was not figured in the repair of the gazebo.
Okay, as long as it's on your docket somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we have talked to Jeff Coates and the foundation about making that one of their projects. And I think I may have mentioned that to you.
Okay.
So it's definitely on the radar about things to do, through the foundation.
Thank you.
All right. Yes,
Allison,
yes.
if you keep that, publish the address of where the path is.
Yes.
For those of us who drive independent.
Yes, I will make sure I do that, and I can put it out in the Daily Scoop as time gets closer. Thank you. Yes.
The concrete walkway down to that gazebo, I walked it a couple of days ago, and it's very, very slick in three spots. If you look at the ones that are really dark,
I'm sorry, I missed the location. Where was that at?
the
Go into the gazebo?
concrete pathway to the gazebo.
Okay,
There are three spots where it's shaded,
okay.
and I walked it just a few days ago, and almost slipped and fell.
Okay. We are pressure washing a lot of driveways and sidewalks at this time, so I'll add that to the list.
Please.
Ordinance or another critter that seems to be like that. Ordinance are in various spots. Hopefully.
He's talking about hornets.
Oh, the ordinance, I'm sorry, it's not. I have seen 4 hornets' nests down around the gazebo up at the top and in the sides, under the ledges. So beware of that.
Yeah, the hornets thing is something, we just have to, it's Mother Nature is all around us, right? And so a couple different things with the hornets. I was going to talk about a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and jump into it real quick. It's just something if they're building, nests and we can get at them, we need to get at them. We also have some bees that have taken up residency in one of our duck boxes, and we're trying to figure out, do we make the duck box a bee box, or do we relocate these things? Bees are beneficial to our environment. So if we can, if they're not a danger to you all, maybe we let the bees be, right? And we just, but the wasp, on the other hand, we need to, have them reside elsewhere if we can help it.
I know that Cindy's team is being proactive, and I know the A building, we spent a lot of time up at Bauer Haynes spraying for wasp and the handrails up there. So if you see them, call Lisa and we'll place a work order with her, and we'll have the grounds guys go around spraying for them.
All right, anything else, Rick? Keep going with your report.
I'm on a roll
Since
now.
you're up here talking.
Shut the projector off, though. Okay. I'll just stand to a side. We are working, we're almost fully staffed now in maintenance. We are promoting, we always like to promote within. So we are promoting AJ. AJ, you want to come up here and
What?
so everybody
AJ?
knows? So AJ is going to take over the PM program. And I know there's been a lot of concerns. We are a few months behind, and so he has been working on getting his schedule and the golf cart set up for him. So he's going to start, I believe, Monday on preventive maintenance, and that zone is going to be Talley Street, Waverly Court, Highlands, Cressup, ALF, Monty Johnson, Garden Apartments, and Holland DeLay and Nora Rife. So that's a lot. Hang on. We have one man, okay, doing preventive maintenance. And so let me just start from zone 1. And that is January, April, July, and October. That is Terrace Gardens, Lake Hunter, Kenilworth, and A Building. Zone 2 is February, May, August, and November, which is Lakeside Court, Lakeside Avenue, and the B Building. And so then it scrolls right on down to the next. You're on the schedule. Don't worry, you're on the list, okay?
We can probably publish that schedule, right, Rick? We can publish that schedule
Yeah, we can. What we can do is we could put it in the TG.
weekly and on the My W Life, yeah.
We can do that. And so the things that AJ is going to be checking for is plumbing, electrical, the water heater, the cabinetry, the kitchen sink, the garbage disposal, range hood, refrigerator, water, like I said, the water heater, outlets and switches, interior lighting, windows, interior paint, exterior paint. And as he's going through, if he can make repairs, he will. If not, he's going to be making work orders at the end of the day and putting them out to the guys. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
What's the timing for the PM program?
You mean per house or?
When's he gonna start?
Well, he's starting Monday.
12:30 when you all go to 11, or what?
No, he's going to be on it all day. From,
So it's a day?
it's a day, yes. Mhm.
Okay, it's not in the evening.
Well, if we get behind, say if AJ goes on vacation, then we will be assigning this to Alex on the weekends.
Thank you.
Yeah. It depends on the schedule, because we have a do not enter list, right? And so if you're not home, he's going to leave a note, sorry we missed you, and then you'll have to call and place a work order with Lisa with the time and date when you'll be home so he can come back to you. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, thank you for what you guys do. I really appreciate you. What about air conditioning maintenance prevention? I know when I lived in my 2 previous condos, I had once a year guys come and check my air, check the.
What he'll be doing when he checks, when he does your preventive maintenance, he's going to suck the drain line out and replace the air conditioning filter. Yep.
What about the dryer vents?
The dryer vents, yes, that's part of it also.
Mine hadn't been checked in a while.
I believe it.
I see Ernie is back.
Yes, he is.
Is he the air conditioner man?
Yes, he is.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Yeah. Any questions about preventive maintenance? Yes.
My windows are getting kind of gray. Do you folks do that? Do we do it?
No. Which unit are you in? 718? No. What we do is we do pressure washing, but we do not do windows. Yeah. Yeah. But if you're up in the A building, B building, Holland DeLay, Nora Rife, or anything like that, housekeeping does the windows. Yes. Okay.
Is there someone we can hire to do windows?
I'm sure there's somebody you can hire. It won't be part of our. We do have a vendor that does the ALF windows. We will get you that phone number.
Yeah, we don't need.
It's on the, I think we've talked about it in this meeting before. in the not so distant future, we hope to be able to bring housekeeping back out to the IL houses, right? So it's a matter of implementing that, staffing it, and getting it going in the community.
Why don't you just publish that information?
Oh, the window cleaning?
For everybody.
Sure, I can do that, yeah. Okay. One last thing is, oh, I'm sorry, question back there?
I just want to ask about windows. Who makes the decision as to whether the window should be replaced?
Oh, that'd be myself. Yeah. So if a window needs to be replaced, let me know, and I'll come by and take a look.
Well, I have one bedroom that, this, I can get it up.
Oh, it could be just as simple as a balancer out of place.
It's just one stay in balance. It wasn't today, I wasn't out when the first did, but it keeps popping out on the side.
We have a window company that come out and take a look. Okay.
I make a quickie. When you're at home and you are trying to listen to this and you're very interested, maybe you're not ill and able to come. If people will wait till we get a microphone, it's really frustrating for the people at home. They cannot hear unless you use a microphone, unless you practically eat it when you're talking. That's all I have to say.
Any questions about the microphones?
When are they going to get
Oh, see there? You already failed.
the sound system fixed in this room? I mean, my God, for 10 years it's been like this. Somebody should step up and fix it. How hard
Well, we're
is that?
supposed to use the microphone when we talk.
I bet I can fix it in a week. Hire the right people. I don't know if Doug can do it for sure.
You will.
Okay. One other thing is with the additional responsibilities with Lisa in the office, a lot of times you're going to find when you call the office, the phone is transferred to Ann. She is making work orders up for Lisa. So if you don't get her, or if you need her, let Ann know and we can have her call you. But she's doing a lot of stuff on Acumatica with the electric bills and taxes, property taxes. So she is really tied up a lot on doing that. Besides, she needs to really focus on submitting that correctly. So if this is the reason you get in touch with Ann, that's the reason why. Hold on, get her microphone.
Is the email address for work orders working?
No, not yet, but it's going to be going on Touchtown.
What's that?
We're going to talk about Touchtown and the Uniguest here in just a moment.
All right.
But I'll say this, but my email works, Rick's email works, and Lisa's emails all work, John Stanfield's emails all work. So don't let this work order email prevent you from communicating to us. I know you know my email, so we put it out. It goes, every communication I have, my email goes out, my cell phone goes out, right? So if you have a problem and you can't maybe get a hold of somebody that you're trying to, email me, call me, text me, and trust me, I get everybody's attention. Okay? But we'll talk about Uniguest here in a minute. Anything else? All right, thank you, Rick. All right, next up on the agenda.
Me?
All right.
Very hot. Hi, how's everybody doing? My name's Alyssa. I'm the Health Service Administrator over Porter McGrath and the AL. I see some of you in the dining room and some of you in passing. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm going to keep it brief. So some upcoming events that we have. I have to get to my list here. The Academy is, I don't know, does everybody know what the Academy is? Okay, on September 16th, one of your residents, Susan McPhail, will be discussing Your Medicare options. As you know, October 8th starts open enrollment, and I know all of you have your Medicare Advantage plans, but she will be going over how to review your plan, making sure you have the right plan. If you're a snowbird, maybe you live some of your time up north, some of your time down here on the West Coast, does your plan make sense for the community? We thought that would be great coming from one of the independent living residents to speak to you all. So that's going to be September 16th at the Academy meeting. And then if you can't make September 16th, we're going to be hosting it again October 8th. So October 8th is when open enrollment actually starts. So you'll be able to have any additional questions answered. So I want to be very clear, she's not going to be helping you change your plan. She cannot tell you which plan would be beneficial to you, but when you're speaking with your plan provider or whoever helps you enroll, you'll have a better background knowledge when they're throwing out particular terms, and you'll understand what you may need and what your needs are based on your current geographic location, okay? Any questions in reference to that? Yes, ma'am. Ooh, that light is something else. I need to wear shades.
I would like to say something about what you just said, and that is about Medicare Advantage plans. We do not all have them, nor is it beneficial to all of us to have one, because some of us have much better paying plans, supplemental plans. And so please do not encourage people to change unless that truly the Advantage plan is better. Most Advantage plans are not, in fact, none are better than, like, for instance, United Healthcare's Plan F, which I have, and I won't be changing ever because I don't pay a cent. And so I think it's fair only to let people know that an Advantage plan is not the answer for everyone over the age of 65.
You are absolutely correct, and that's why this meeting is not encouraging you to change. It's more of knowledge, discussing things like that. Some people, it may not behoove them to change. Some people have employer-sponsored plans, but it's really just you being able to understand the lingo, the jargon that these insurance companies throw at you. You'll be getting a lot of calls talking about changing plans, and it doesn't hurt to hear them out, but at least you'll be hearing them out with a better understanding of what they may be saying. So I don't want you to think that this is in any way Miss McPhail actually offered to do this. We didn't solicit her. She just felt like there was an opportunity for people to be more knowledgeable about what their options are and to discuss, if you're going to live in the life plan community, what might be a better option for you here. So it's not at all to encourage you to change your plan. It's just to provide you some additional knowledge and for you to better make a decision, a sound decision, okay?
I'm just warning you, a word of caution, because when you change in a hurry, you do the wrong thing sometimes. It took my daughter over, well, because of one thing that was said when they talked to me, the Social Security did tell my daughter that I was going to win the decision from them. But Social Security has the option to tell you whether you can change it or not, and it can cost you months of aggravation and sorrowness because you opened your mouth too fast.
I know you were in my office. We dealt with that for a couple of weeks ago, and we finally got it worked out. But again, this is not encouraging you to change. This is something that one of your neighbors wanted to do so you can have a better knowledge. We have a gentleman back there. So you can have better knowledge, and we figured it'd be best to do it prior to open enrollment because we don't want people to get a phone call selling them, you know, maybe a benefit, and then they don't necessarily understand everything and they make a mistake. So this is actually one of your neighbors who really wants to do this for the community. It's not a Westminster, promoting program, but we did want to support her in being able to educate you guys in that fashion, okay?
Yes, I looked into the Advantage plan several years back and found that if I had gone with that, being retired military and having TRICARE, I would have lost my TRICARE drug benefits if I did the Advantage plan. So anybody who uses TRICARE, retired military, beware of what you do.
Again, she's going to be just talking about everything, answering general questions. It is not encouraging you to disenroll or change. It's just to further your knowledge, okay? That's September 16th and October 8th. The other thing that happens in October, flu season. How many people are excited for flu season? Nobody, right? Because we all want to stay healthy, right? So Westminster is having a flu clinic on October 1st, okay? So October 1st is the flu clinic. It's going to take place here in the chapel. It starts at 10 a.m. and it's going to go through 12 p.m. I'm going to designate myself. My name is Alyssa. I have the consent forms and the enrollment form. So if you reach out to me, we'll put it on Touchtown, my W Life, as well. Or you can reach me at what's my extension? I never call myself.
151.
My extension is 151. I was going to give you my direct phone number, which is 863-577-6051. I don't know my extension, I'm sorry. But my extension is 151, okay? So you can call me directly. You can also email me, and I can send you over the consent form, or I can drop it off at your apartment. We need those back by September 20th. So if you are planning on receiving the flu shot for the upcoming flu season, the clinic is taking place October 1st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. here in the chapel. They'll be all on site. We do need your consent form back by September 20th, okay? My name's Alyssa, and I'll re-say my phone number, 863-577-6051. You can leave a message. I do call back within 24 hours. And then last but not least, we wanted to just reiterate and remind everybody that, you know, we are very focused on resident safety and making sure that you guys are safe in your homes and on campus. And we want to reiterate that if, for whatever reason, you happen to misstep and have a fall in your home or your apartment, we are a no-lift facility. So what that means is, if you injure yourself, our staff, they will come, they will provide basic first aid, okay? But at no point will they be lifting you off the floor or using a mechanical device to lift you. They will be contacting emergency services, and emergency services will come in, assess you, determine whether or not you need a higher level of care. You can elect to go or not, and they will be assisting you either back into your chair or into your bed, however it goes, okay? So it doesn't mean that we're not gonna come out and make sure you're okay. It just means that if we happen to show up and you are on the floor or whatever, security nor the nurse, if the nurse is there, will be lifting you off the floor. We won't want to risk if you do have something fractured, we lift you in the wrong manner, or something is actually broken, we can do more damage. So we want to make sure you're as safe as possible, and who best than emergency personnel who can, you know, provide the appropriate assistance to get you up off the floor. So I thank you all for your time. I look forward to speaking with you. My office is on the Lakeside Ave entrance where everybody know where Miss Ann's office desk is? I'm right in front of Miss Ann. The only office there. That's where I'm at. My friend over here knows. Okay? But I do appreciate your time. I don't want to take up any more time, but reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you guys for coming out. God bless you and have a great day.
Thank you, Alyssa. All right, we're going to get back on the schedule here. We're going to go to dining services. It's not Marcus. It is Chef Eric. Hey, come on up. Hey. Shrimp two ways, Eric. That's what we call them, shrimp two ways. What's happening in dining?
Hi, how are you, everyone? I'm Chef Eric. I'm glad to be here today. Well, for my first chat, what we're gonna do is I want to remind you about the fellowship dinner that is coming September 10th. That's next Tuesday, right, Tony? Yes, next Tuesday. So you have to sign up for that if you haven't. So be aware that that's coming next Tuesday. There's.
I took the book up today, so if anybody, I don't know how many names are on it, it's in the car. But if there's any room, call. If you want to get on there, we'll put you on. If there's openings, we can do that.
The menu is very, very different, very good. We have a pork loin with sausage and rice stuffed with smoked cheese. We also have green beans and rice, right? Correct. So that's the menu for, is it working or not?
Yeah, it's working.
So that's the menu for next week. I also want, yes. I'm sorry?
Salmon instead of the pork?
Yeah, there's a fish.
So who
fish
do I
option, yeah.
let know that that's what I would like?
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
you're supposed to call in when you have any kind of dietary needs. When you have any kind of dietary needs, it's put on the list downstairs that you, as a resident, are supposed to call in to the chef so they can.
Yeah. So also to avoid all this, what I do is I already purchased some. Well, I put it on my order to purchase it on Friday, so I have it ready. So at the same day, if you have not put your order, if you have a special need, I can, accommodate you.
But maybe immediately following this, you can connect and get her name and everything, and yeah.
I can accommodate different needs. Also for the new, we're trying to do some different stuff in the dining room. We just starting this week with Wine Down Wednesday. So that's one of the new things we're doing. We're pairing a chef special with some white wines or red wines. I think it's coming up really well. Have a good acceptance for the first time. And what else?
That's it. Great.
Yeah. Yes, questions?
Is there a charge for the wine on Wednesday? Is it the usual $3 a glass charge?
Yeah, it's at $3 a glass. Yeah, that's the charge for that.
Yes, this is a question for you and for Doug. Last meeting, I think it was, that Westminster was going to put out a list of what additional items, if we wanted additional items, and we haven't seen that as yet.
I just got the information. Actually, I just talked about it with another one of your fellow residents, and I have it. There's a 15-day meal plan that you can get to supplement what you already have, or a 31-day plan. The 15-day plan, if I can read my own chicken scratch, is $153.25, and the 31-day is $279 even.
But there was going to be a list of what additional items would cost.
What do you mean additional items?
Let's say I wanted just to get a dessert, or I wanted to get some ice cream or something to that effect.
The a la carte prices. Yeah, I was thinking you're asking about something different. I've had a few people ask me about what if they want to purchase a whole additional meals. I can talk to the team about putting together an a la carte price list for items as well.
The other thing that I'd like to bring up is when a person wants to get something to go, a meal to go, I know we're supposed to call, and that is a very awkward system because of the busyness of the hostesses. So you're playing phone tag back and forth. Wouldn't it be possible to have, like we used to have, to be able to email the hostess desk with what we want, then it would take the burden off of them of calling you back and forth and back and forth.
Right. I agree with you. Currently, in our current situation, the hostesses can't share server access to all be able to go into and get one common email. So the workaround that we're going to do, and we haven't implemented it yet, but I think there's no reason why it can't work, is we're just going to get a generic Chromebook or something, and we'll have lakeviewhostess@gmail.com, and you email them, and that'll circumvent this whole server access.
That's great. That's what I was going to suggest. Get away from.
I just need to stop by Best Buy like on the way home one night and buy a Chromebook, and it'll be done. So
thank you.
Just anything else?
The only other thing is
Reference to just clarification, okay? When we have these dinners or when we have meals that we have so many in the dining room, and it's hard for you guys to serve, and we wait a long time for different things. And I had brought up once or twice before whether or not some of us are capable of helping. And that's what we want to do. We're a community of help, okay? And I was told that we couldn't help in the dining room to do anything as far as, filling the water or giving a napkin or getting something. Not necessarily going into the kitchen. Maybe somebody can bring it out to us and we can, help other people on the floor. I was told there was a liability. Now, my question to you is, if we are a liability in our own community, but yet you go to the school and have kids come over and help and serve, I don't understand. Aren't they a liability as well? Clarify something why they can get to do it and we can't as a community.
Well, I mean, big picture, we're here to serve you. We do have resident volunteers, right? You're right. You are in a community. There's nothing saying that you can't pour your neighbor's water or tea or pass them the salt shaker or whatever. But as far as being part of the server staff, that's where we're going to, our staff are going to do that. But if you're helping, your own neighbor at your own table, great. I think that's wonderful. It's as far as having people come in, everybody that comes in, is insured and they're vetted and they have background checks and all that. So I mean, it's not just we don't invite the world to come into our community.
Would it be possible to set up a coffee station and a water station so that in these large groups, such as the fellowship dinner or the brunch, if the serve staff is busy trying to get all of the meals out, if somebody wanted to refill a cup of coffee or a glass of water, that we could do that?
I don't have anything, a stance, about, the residents helping residents. So I don't want, what I'm saying to come off as that, or, if we could think of a way to operationalize that and figure out how we're going to, do it. How's that different than what, Tony's saying? There's no reason why a resident can't help another resident. At the end of the day, right, it's your house, right? It's hard for me to say a whole lot of stuff, and the answer to that be no, right? So if you get up to help somebody, I'm not going to tell you to sit down, right? It's not my place. But I at the same time, I do want, the expectation, right, for the staff here, we're in the service industry, we're here to serve you, right? And that's our responsibility, and we need to do that. I understand and appreciate, you wanting to augment that and, and help or even, participate in some way. And maybe we can figure out a way where we have resident volunteers in the dining room.
Well, if we have a bowl of ice that are sitting on each station, and we can get water, but we can't get ice, then that's ridiculous. You guys frowning on us getting up and going to get ice, to put in our glass of water. So we have to literally wait for somebody to bring us a glass of ice and then put the water in.
So
we can just as well go over to that ice thing, have the thing there, and put the ice in the glass and bring it back.
But understand that we're trying to, implement, a restaurant-style dining experience, right? It's, when you're in your house, right, you get up and you go to the refrigerator and hit the ice machine and get your cup of ice and then, put it in the water. But, in a restaurant, normally in a restaurant, you don't go, to the back of the house, scoop your ice in the ice machine, and then fill it up with water. So it's again, if the ice is sitting there, and you're on your way to go get your own ice, I'm not going to tell you to sit down, right? But my expectation is for Marcus and Eric's team to serve you, right? So
Doug, yeah. Dining committee meets next Tuesday. Could we discuss some of these items in the dining committee meeting? Tony, you're on the dining committee, so we can meet and discuss it at that time. If you've got suggestions, you could give them to Tony or me or Linda Demers or your representative from your neighborhood. But we're going to meet next week, and if you've got suggestions, why don't we bring them to that committee and not discuss it in such a large group?
I have to eat gluten-free. Can you indicate on these menus, because like the Sam, that sounds like it probably would be gluten-free, but I don't know for sure. But if you could put this as a gluten-free alternative, or contact us for gluten-free or other needs.
I can do that on the menu. I can put a GF for gluten-free.
I'm not sure if can we do gluten-free or gluten-friendly? Because the challenge is right in our kitchens, it may not be 100%, right? So like people always say, like if you have a nut allergy, foods are the fryer that's used to cook different foods, stuff like that.
Usually when that happens, what I do is I prefer the resident. Let's say you're gonna join us for lunch today. I prefer you to come and tell me, or one of the servers, I want to have the salmon, but I'm gluten-free. So what I would do is I will go to the back and then we make it fresh for you. So I try to make it where it's like no contact to, any gluten source.
Flour, right.
Yeah, so it's good for you.
So I should let you guys know.
Yeah, like if you want to join us for any day and there's a dish that you actually wanted, you want to try, even if it's a pasta, we carry gluten-free pasta in the back. So like today we had the ziti, the baked ziti. Thank you. The baked ziti. So we actually could make that for you, gluten-free.
Maybe as we move forward, some of the stuff will just be made out of gluten-free stuff, and maybe we'll all like it anyway. I've told you all my story about the sugar-free pies, but all right. Anything else there, Chef Eric?
And the only thing that I want to say is that for end of the month, we have the brunch. We're going to repeat that every last Sunday of the month, hopefully to get every other Sunday, but I hope to see you there with us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Excellent. Big stuff happening in dietary. All right, next we're going to our sales update with Miss Andrea Zaratsky. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Saratsky. Bonus points if you can spell it. So Doug got it down pretty well. I'm the interim sales director. I'm the regional sales director for Westminster Communities of Florida. I've met quite a few of you. Just want to say thank you for all of the kind words when we're walking people around, how much you love it here. I can't tell you how friendly and warm and welcoming it's been for the people that I've been showing around the last month and a half. So does anybody know, and I have a 2 o'clock, so I have to kind of run quick, but anybody know how much the resident referral bonus is? No. $200 a month, $2,400. The goal is to make it all at once, a lump sum, probably in 2025 instead of the $200 a month, but $2,400 for somebody that you refer to us. So what does that mean? It's not somebody say, I know them in church when I'm walking them through. It's somebody who come to the office. Does everyone know where Cher's, formerly known as Cher's office is, where I'm at now? It's in the B building in 4 Bunker, in the very front where the newspapers are. It's off to the right. Susan just recently moved from 105 into the front area where Carol used to be. So Susan's in there now as well. So because why do we have to move Susan? Anybody know? We sold the apartment. So that's the great news. So we actually have 3 new residents that are joining us and that have closed in the month of August, and it looks like we're going to have 3 for the month of September as well. So you're going to have some new neighbors moving in. Back to the resident referral. If you bring, I have cards that we will keep at Susan's office and my office, and if you give us the name, the address, phone number, and email address of the person that you're referring, that would be terrific. If you have a friend that you'd like to bring in, let us know. We're happy to help you out with bringing them for lunch perhaps, and giving us their information. We also, we also have something available called a housewarming party, or any type of a party that you might want to host and invite people in from the outside. That's something that Susan and I will be working on. We're not ready quite yet. We're still working on it. But if you have never had a housewarming party, would like a housewarming party, have lived here for 25 years and want to bring in a special interest group, we're happy to do that. We just need to figure that all out with dining and make that happen as well. And it's a great way for us to subtly market to people without being overt. The other pieces, we have Hank Keith coming in to talk a little bit about Life Plan and the benefits of Life Plan on the 17th of September. So if you have any friends, again, that you think might be interested in coming in and learning about that, that would be wonderful as well. But I am open to any marketing or sales ideas that you may have. Please come and visit, introduce yourself. I've met quite a few of you, but not everyone. And I just want to say I'm really thrilled to be here. It's a great group of people that are providing all of these wonderful services. I think thanks to Eric and Marcus, I've probably gained 5 pounds on eating lunches with people coming in. The food has been fabulous.
It's the ice cream.
So anyway, so thank you. Yes.
How many houses do we have available? I wanted to say loud enough.
How many houses?
How many houses are available?
1 house.
1 house is available. All the others have contract on them?
The others are duplexes.
Okay.
The one single family home is available.
How many residential life housing units are available?
Total?
Total.
I believe we're down to 21.
Down to 21 units available.
Available apartments, duplexes, and the single family home.
Okay. Could you break it out for me? How many apartments? You don't know.
Well,
Okay.
I have the list. Do you want
Okay.
me to read it off?
Yeah.
All right, we have 1, 2, 3. Five duplexes and one. I'm doing this quick and I have to run to an appointment, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Can I send a report so I don't misquote? I mean, I'm going to have to count it on my inventory list. So, yeah, it's all mixed up.
Say that is I'm concerned that our maintenance fee is pricing us out of the market. That I have gotten feedback that it's a barrier.
Okay, that may be the case. It's all based on individuals. Some people, the entrance fee is too much and they have a high income. So it just depends on each individual situation. So as a blanket statement, that might be from people you're talking to, but the people I've been showing around can afford it, just depending on what their income and asset level is. So, yeah.
Another question.
Sorry about that. I thought I was going to go a little earlier. I'm 11 minutes late, so sorry.
I was at Mitchell's Coffee Shop the other morning.
Yes.
A bastion of locals. The word is out on your high prices. It's all over town. The prices are really high. You want to do marketing, you got to market to the community. I would work the market downtown. I would work the Friday night thing. This other crap isn't going to work.
Okay.
People know the prices have gone up.
The prices have gone up everywhere, and our competitors are more expensive than we are right now, so.
Trying to defend it, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
tell you, the word is out, the prices are gone up dramatically.
I understand. I don't know this market as well as you do, so thank you for sharing.
Okay.
Yep, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
How long, such as that one single house, I think I know where it is, how long do we sit on that? And if it's not selling, is it going to be demolished and put something that will sell?
Well, that particular house down here at 37 Lake Hunters, the one we're talking about, needs quite a bit of work, and we have, project requests or work request order system, moving to get the work done. We have a roof that has to be put in, has to be termited, tented, and other than that, internally it looks okay. Needs some patch and paint and flooring, and then it'll be good to go. We had actually a couple, two gal pals, friends, that were going to go into it together, and then they backed out sort of last minute. So, we can't just rip down houses, willy-nilly, because it's taking a little while to sell, right? But to the point about the pricing, there's pricing, is a very complex thing. Involves not only the product and the market and your potential residents who ultimately you want to have in your community, right? What you want your community to represent. It's a dynamic question that we can't answer here in this room in a few minutes.
And just so you're aware, Westminster is very methodical in how they do it, and they compare. I know you're not necessarily as familiar with it as I may be, but it's meant to be very competitive in this marketplace. So the last thing we wanted to do is be priced out of the market. I wanted to return to the Lake Hunter question, 37 Lake Hunter. That home was deposited upon, and so we did have a couple that were looking at it. So we didn't actively show it for about a month and almost 2 months, because they had put an application and deposit on it, and something occurred and they're unable to move forward. So that's why that house is back on the market. So it was off for a little while, now it's back on, to answer your question. But definitely, whatever we can do to be open to new ideas. If you think there's wherever you said the bastion of where everybody goes, maybe we need to do something there. A little coffee klatch or something might work, so I appreciate that comment.
These are established business people in downtown Lakewood who now know the buy-in is out of control, and they question the relevance for a buy-in.
Have they come in to get a current pricing sheet, or?
The relevance for what do you get for your buy-in?
Sure.
What do you get?
Yep. And if there is somebody in that I can talk to, I'm happy to explain it all. Yeah, please let me know. Please let me know. Yes, thank you. Any other questions? I'm sorry, I've got to run.
Right.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to working with everyone here.
All right. Thank you, Katie. All right, what's happening, Miss Katie? Welcome back.
Thank you. I had a little bit of time off to go up and see my new granddaughter. So thank you for your patience while I was away. I know this is my first day back, so we do have COVID in ALF. I believe we have one in ALF, a resident, and one that is in the hospital. We don't have anyone in the community, as far as I know.
Clear, just the one in the ALF?
And all of the staff are back to work. I don't know the skilled nursing center, so I don't know what's happening over there.
Clear.
All right, they're clear. So, the COVID clinic, it's a COVID and flu clinic. I know Alyssa talked about it, and I had been prepared to talk about it. It's on October 1st. Make sure to mark the calendars. and they're offering the COVID and the flu vaccine at the same time. I know that we've said in the past not to get it together, but you have to make your decision as you see fit and talk to your doctor, okay? So, yes, ma'am.
It's the bivalent.
Pardon?
We're getting the most recent.
The most recent shot is what they call a bivalent.
For elders.
Yes.
Thank you.
Used to be a trivalent, I think last year, and this year, the most up-to-date one is a bivalent. Yes, ma'am.
No, with the COVID shot, is that the RSV or which one is that?
No, it's COVID, for COVID. And anybody, yes, so you would have to talk to your doctor, because I believe there's a time frame. Anybody that did have COVID, to check with your doctors to not get the shot, if you're in that time frame. Okay?
Will it be available separately on that date? I can't get them together.
I don't know the answer to that, but I will find out.
We can find out if it's a combo. You're asking if it's a combo vaccine or if it's two individual ones. And if it was in two individual ones, you should be able to get them, right, independently.
Right.
We can find out about that.
It looks like they're two different injections.
The questions
Okay.
for Katie? Same day.
Same day.
Same time.
Different arms.
Katie got a new title, and sometimes I write people letters, and I always put their title after them, like executive director or whatever they are. What is Katie's new title?
The RNAL supervisor.
RNAL supervisor.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question?
The COVID shot, is that going to be the latest?
Yes, sir, it's the latest. All right.
By that time, it may be a different one than today. So it's constantly developing.
All right, any concerns? Anybody has any concerns? All right, well, thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Katie. All right, guys. I'm sorry this month's meeting is running a little bit long, but I want to get through our financials with you here real quick, and then we'll touch on a couple other good things. This stuff is may be interesting to some and boring to others. I think last time this was reported, I know Miss Lucia gets the information each quarter. In case you don't know, each month we meet with the resident council presidents. It's a Zoom call. Each property has a representative on there, normally the executive director, and then we have Gary Hennis, our COO, Jim Pulowski's on there, Hank Keith, the CFO's on there, does the full financial reporting, big picture, from Westminster perspective, our assets, far outweigh, our, right, there you go. Appreciate the help, all you accountants out there. So they, to go over this again, I tried to simplify it. If anybody needs further explanation, we can sit down one-on-one and I can get into the granular details with you. But last month, well, for the month ending in June, I should say, when we got closed reporting, our community brought in $1,180,000, just to round it off. Our budget for June was $1,300,000, so we were a little short, right, to budget. Most of that came from our health center, right? Census, right? Census is what drove that number. It's primarily, all there, about $148,000 of it, of the shortfall. And it's basically, census driven. So we didn't have enough heads in the beds, as they say, in the industry. It wasn't a rate issue, purely census. So the more people that we have in, the better, hopefully, the financials will look. I can tell you, we talk a lot about, in our meetings, with our expenses. We're managing our pharmacy costs and whatnot every day, our labor costs every day. Alyssa, Miss Dawn, the director of nursing, Katie have all done a fantastic job. Eric and Marcus with working within our labor budgets and getting stuff, where they need to be, and be responsible and still be able to provide service delivery. All right. So at the end of the day, right, our net total operating revenue was $1,180,000. Our total operating expense, right, was $1,247,000. So those two numbers, right, don't add up. Our expenses, were a little more than what our revenue that we brought in is. We're looking to, fix that. Again, these are June numbers. Most of the shortfall was in the, the nursing home. Again, this is to budget, right? So those of you with accounting backgrounds, understand that, how the two numbers relate to one another. Again, if you are interested in, you all know where my office is. You can have a meeting with Mandy, and I can go over these with you in minute detail and even give you real-time, facts and figures. All right? Anybody have any questions about the financials? Okay. All right. But big picture again, things are moving forward. Our staffing plans are coming in line. We're being responsible with the money that you all give us to operate with. And, we're trying to make sure that we're providing services, at the same time. We're just not cutting. We have to be responsible. Is it different than what it was a year ago? Sure, right? But, as we've talked with many of you, right, that the way in which we were heading a year ago wasn't, going to lead us anywhere positive, right? So there's been a change, right? We're being financially responsible. Really looking at the expenses that we have, whether it's from a raw food cost, from a staffing perspective, what we're spending on activities and whatnot, right? But at the same time, still wanting to provide, service and get you out to see different things and have a good life, right? So one of the things that we're doing here that I think is very positive, right, is we just purchased a brand new bus, right? Brand new 14-passenger bus. We'll be coming with a new wrap on it, and new wrap. And I think if any of you have had the pleasure of riding the old 28-passenger bus, that bus has seen its better days, and it's time, to go to auction. And I'm trying to be nice. The inside of the bus isn't bad. It's the outside of the bus isn't too great. The air conditioner is not too great, and the motor, breaks down every time you take it out. So, if it gets there, right? If we can even take the trip. So, obviously we're, when we have new residents and stuff that come, new prospects that come, and we're touring them around in the old broken down bus, it's not a good image, right? So a new bus is on its way. Anybody got any questions about the bus? Yes, sir.
You're going to replace a 28-passenger with a 14-passenger?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to buy two 14-passengers?
No, sir. So most of our transportation, things that we do, it's one or two people. 90% of them, right?
You should be running a van, not a bus.
Well, then we have two smaller vans. We have one 7-passenger and one 8-passenger, right? So this bus is to try to fill that gap with, resident life and wellness and chaplain and stuff that when we go out in town, we do have more folks. Normally we don't have, 28 people to put in there. So, we do have several buses. The older buses are going to get wrapped as well. And, if we need to take several buses, we can do that, but at least we'll have the one that'll accommodate more people. It's going to be ADA capable, meaning that it'll have fold-down chairs in the back and also a hydraulic ramp that will be able to pick people, in a wheelchair up in there. So, yeah. The other part of that, so is it's becoming more and more challenging to get folks that have passenger endorsement and a CDL license for buses bigger than 14 passenger, because the CDL requirement is based on weight and how many people you carry. So that's a big player in the decision making. So, yes. Any other questions about the bus? No? All right. So we talked about the meal plans already, right? The 15 meal plan and the 31 meal plan. The question?
Yeah, does that mean like I live in a house that I... Does that mean as a resident in a duplex, I could purchase one of these meal?
That's exactly what that means. So we had, again, some other residents had been asking me about it. This is part of our, conversation when, become in Westminster. What did the other communities offer to supplement, the meal plans? And this is what they do. We need to get more information about a la carte, items and how we do that. We do have a new system up there. I mean, you guys are, familiar with the fobs by now, but it's the visual touch system. We are getting, we should be able to put the a la carte items in there and individual charges. And Mandy is learning a lot about that system because she enters charges into it as well. Yes, ma'am. Are you just stretching? No?
Going to sound picayune, but I would like to ask, because I plan to be one of those people that adds probably 15 meals to my meal plan because I like to eat more than one meal a day some days. And but what I see is, and I want to know, maybe I'm making a mistake. We have those wonderful alternative options like shrimp cocktail, toasted cheese sandwich, and so forth on the back if we don't like the meal. When people order an entree from the regular menu and they also get one of those, is that all part of your meal?
Right. The meal credits now, again, have no like cash value, right? So when you look on the like what the charges are for the different meal, there's a different dollar amount associated with each meal. So I think that's what you're asking, right?
What I'm asking is if you get 2 entrees, in other words, say you get a shrimp cocktail and whatever with today we had the
shrimp two ways
ziti that was so good. If I get both of those, am I going to be charged for 2 entrees or do I just get charged for 1 meal? Especially if I take one of them back to my apartment for supper tonight.
Well, if you're taking 2 meals, I would think it'd be 2 charges. Are you saying you're getting?
What I'm saying is I didn't anything. It's what I observe, and I'm not inclined to do that because I feel like that each one is a meal. But maybe I'm mistaken. They may not be a meal.
Well, I mean, if somebody asks, hey, can I get a half order of baked ziti and a half order, of
a whole order? I mean,
I hear you. So if you're getting 2 meals, you're getting 2 meals.
And we're going to be charged for 2 meals.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know how much, Eric and his team have seen that, but it's, so we need to talk about it, right? If it's something that's happening, right? If folks are taking meals, to go stuff. I understand that, there's folks that you may take a salad. They don't eat their salad. They take their salad. Right, they don't eat the
or our
desserts,
soup or something. That's one thing.
Right.
I'm not talking about just soup or just salad or something like that. I'm talking about the whole meal. Okay.
Right. Yeah, if it's a whole meal, I would think it'd be a charge. Right. Yes, ma'am.
I know what Paula's referring to because I did it today.
Oh.
And I sit at her table.
Okay.
Maybe it was my misunderstanding because there was the menu items. And then there was a chef special.
So maybe I think what Eric just said is maybe we'll clarify a little bit. If you ask for a large portion, right, and you eat the meal there, it's just a large portion. You ask for a smaller portion, you're still paying, for your lunch meal or your breakfast or whatever it is, right? So it's but if it's a whole other meal and you're taking it. In general, I think it's going to be another charge.
So as long as you don't take it home, that counts to me. But let's say you have the ziti, but you also have a burger.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hungry.
You eat it right there.
Right. Right. Is that,
That's not what she's asking.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
What I'm asking or saying is that today there were 2 entrees sitting out, and then there was a sign on, and also on the tables that said chef special, and it was shrimp, fried shrimp, steamed shrimp, whatever. I ordered the shrimp, thinking, I asked for fried shrimp, thinking it was going to be the same.
Right.
That was what I think Paul is referring to, is I misunderstood it, if that's what it meant.
And things are going to happen. Yeah, things are going to happen. You know, we can have a sidebar on that. But is there any other questions about dietary with the meal charges, etc.? Yes, ma'am.
The Westminster Pharmacy. Now, I understand when they come in and introduced it that our medicine would come in pouches, very simple. But they haven't, the nurses have to get down into the jars to get my medicine out every day. What happened to the pouches?
I would have to ask Ms. Katie about yours specifically. As we stand here, I don't know. You know, it's I don't know. Maybe there was something that wasn't available and it had to come from a backup pharmacy. Anything's possible. All right. Yes, ma'am.
On the Westminster, I mean, I'm perfectly satisfied with all of it, except for the pickup. Could they set a certain time in the morning or the afternoon for the IL residents? Because some people have to walk a long way, and then if you walk over here and there's nobody in there to pick up to help you, you either got to go back home and try to come another time. Sometimes I've come 2 and 3 times.
This is something that's been brought up a few times in this environment and in others, and we definitely are working towards a consistent, pickup area solution, for that. I tell you, just as a casual observation, I see a couple different folks from, like, I call it, like the Publix girls here, because they come in with their, they got your little bag of medication, and they walk around to your room, and they knock on the door and they drop it off. I don't know what they do with it if you're not home, but they give it to the front office. Okay. So, we should be able to mimic something like that, right? And that's going to be, that is the goal. Right? We just need to get there, right? So, yes. Any other questions about dietary, pharmacy? No? I also wanted to let you guys go, and then we'll let you get out of here. Again, I apologize, hour and a half, long meeting today, but a lot to go over. Our new resident handbook has been approved by the OIR. We'll be having it printed and made available to you. It'll also ultimately be on MyWLife, and which will go live. MyWLife will go live on the 13th, right? So you'll be able to see 13th of this month, right? And it'll be on there, as well as the Lake Hunter Herald will be on there. The Lake Hunter Herald, just to be clear, will continue to be printed. All right?
Yes, not corporate malfeasance. Trust me.
All right. Anybody have any other questions? Questions? Going once? Going twice? 3 times. All right. You're free to move about the country.